Hello and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Leah Cullis and I'm your guide for our yoga session today. Thank you so much for joining. We have people joining us from Seattle, Mammoth Lakes, California, Sacramento, and all over. So thank you so much for carving out the time and the space to be in practice together. Today, we're going to move through a grounding practice in order to feel more into the body so that we can use our yoga practice as a pathway for healing. I know in my experience on my mat over decades, I have used my time and space of practice to really be my sanctuary for my self-care. I've healed from injuries both big and small. I've also navigated through a divorce with love and respect because I've been able to process my emotions physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I've also been able to ride the waves of motherhood and use my mat as a supportive and soft place to land as I integrated new roles into my own life. And in order to do this, we've got to create the space to listen to what's happening within our bodies. And when we listen to our inner wisdom, we start to feel more, and this puts us on our pathway to healing. So the invitation for all of us today is to move, to breathe, and to feel so that we may heal. So let's get started. A couple of notes for today's practice, and actually all practices that we do together. I am going to be using 2 yoga blocks, so it's always great to have your yoga props close to your mat. And I'm going to set one off to the side, and then I'm seated on one in the widest setting to support both sits bones. I'm also going to be using a yoga blanket. If you want to ever have any extra padding underneath your knees, just go ahead and grab either a towel, a blanket, or anything that can give you a little extra cushion whenever you need it. And then we'll begin our practice today in a short and simple meditation and intention setting. Meditation at its most simplest form is getting quiet, allowing your mind to slow, to give yourself some space between your thoughts so you can start to listen more to the wisdom that resides within your whole body. Intention is setting your aim for how you want to feel as a result of your yoga practice. And then with that leading your way, every posture and every breath becomes another step on your path of purpose. So let's begin. Come into a comfortable seat. I'm seated in Virasana right now, which is a kneeling position. My heels are back by my hips. You can also come into Sukhasana, easy pose, with your ankles crossed. Whatever seat you choose, you want to be stable and comfortable. In order to get quiet and listen to your inner wisdom, you have to feel good. All right, bring your hands to your thighs, root your sits bones down, lift the crown of your head high, so sit nice and tall, and then close your eyes. And right away, shift your attention to the natural flow of breath in and out of your nose. And start to notice the qualities of your breath, the depth and the pace of your natural breath. This noticing will help give you a measure of how your yoga practice helps you, supports you on your pathway of transformation. And now bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your low belly. And with your hands lovingly placed along your center line, set your intention for how you want to feel or the energy you want to cultivate in your yoga practice today. When you have your intention, unite your hands at heart center. Today, I will hold the intention for all of us to feel more, less about how it looks, more about how it feels on the inside. Sit up tall. All together, let's take a deep breath in. An open mouth exhale. Release your hands to your thighs. Bow your head towards your heart. Blink your eyes open. Ground your vision at the earth. And slowly lift your gaze. All right. We'll move into our first pose, child's pose, Balasana. So just slide your props over off to the side of your mat. You want to keep them close so that they're nice and handy. For child's pose, separate your knees wide to the outer edges of your mat. You're seated on your heels. Then extend your heart and your head forward. Crawl your arms long. Lay your third eye right down to the earth. Make a connection with your mind to the neutral energy of the earth. And start to deepen your breath in and out of your nose. The breath we use in this practice is known as Ujjayi breath. So it's about 4 counts on the inhale, 4 counts on the exhale. And if ever you feel like you've disconnected from your breath in the practice, this pose is always there for you. Give yourself the permission to drop into child's pose and reconnect to what's most important for you. Crawl your fingertips even more forward. Spread your fingers wide and really dig your knuckles down into the ground. Get earthy through your hands. Next, inhale, rise on up to a tabletop pose. Keep your knees pretty wide. On your next inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, open up across your heart. Then swing your right arm forward, reground your right palm, exhale, come back through child's pose. Build on the other side. Inhale, come up through a tabletop variation. Open up your left arm to the sky. With your inhale, sweep your arm forward. Exhale, ground back to the earth. One breath, one movement. Make a circle with your right arm as you rise on up. Reach all the way forward. Exhale, drop your hips back. Left side, inhale, big opening, expand across your heart center. Exhale, return to the earth, get grounded. 3 more rounds at the rhythm of your breath. So with every inhale, we're expanding and opening. And with each exhale, we're surrendering back to the earth, using the stabilizing energy from the mat, from Mother Earth, so that we can feel more stable and centered within our bodies, minds, and hearts. One more round. Now rise on up to a tabletop pose. Plant your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your hips right over your knees. I like to tuck my toes under for a little more support. Send your vision down to the earth. So you want to ground with your vision. Lengthen your back as long as you can, and then gently pull your wrist towards your knees, press your knees towards your wrists. You'll feel your core start to light up. We'll add on movements to open up the energy all along the spine. On your inhale, drop your belly down, send your heart forward, lift your gaze towards the sky. This is cow pose. Exhale, reverse all of that. Press the earth away, arc your back towards the sky, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, open up, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Press the earth away, zip up your lower belly, hug in. 3 more, inhale. Exhale, press down into the earth to lift up into your center. Inhale, open up across your heart. Exhale, press the earth away. One more round. Let your breath guide your body. Come into cow pose. So tip your tail high, look forward. Crawl your hands forward about 6 inches. Really dig down through your index knuckles. With your gaze forward, toes tucked, hover your knees just off of the earth. Start to build some healthy heat within your body. On your exhale, continue to press through your hands, straighten your legs, drop your head last, downward facing dog. Now, once you come into your dog, move and settle in to the shape that feels good to you. No down dog looks the same as someone else's down dog. We're all working with unique circumstances when we come onto the mat. So build a pose here that feels strong and supportive, where your breath can move with ease. On your next inhale, continue to press down through your knuckles. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. On your exhale, draw your knee into your nose. Step to your right thumb. Lower your left knee down. You can either tense your fingertips on your mat or use your blocks. This is a really great way to use your blocks. Bring the earth up to you. On your inhale, think cow pose. Raise your heart forward, lift your vision. On your exhale, lower your right shoulder over your right knee. Look to your left knee. So as stretch. You can also untuck your back toes. Some of you might even want to walk your fingertips more forward. Allow your hips to sink towards the earth as you stay with your steady, healing breath. Slowly bring your hands back to frame your front foot. Retuck your left toes. Pop your left knee up the mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, dragonfly twist. Squeeze your inner thighs together so you're lifting the earth energy up into your core. Then open up across your chest. Next, inhale, reach your right arm back behind you. Yeah, open up, dip deeper into your hips. Inhale, sweep your top arm around, reground onto the mat. Moving from your core strength, step back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here and set your gaze between your heels. Notice what you feel. Notice the difference between your right leg and your left leg. How are the poses impacting you? Left side. Inhale, sweep your leg up. Exhale, knee to your nose. You can even take a couple steps if you need to. Then lower your right knee down. Bring your hands to your blocks. Your right shoulder is still over your left, or the left shoulder over your left knee. Drop your head, see your right knee. Allow yourself to be supported on your mat, supported by your bones, supported by your breath. Allow your muscles to relax as you just sense and feel, explore what's in your tissues. Right, retuck your right toes, press into your hands and your right foot. Lift your right leg up off the mat. Inhale, twist and open up towards the left side. Can you go a little deeper into your front leg? On your next inhale, reach back behind you, get long. Exhale, sweep your top arm around, reground both hands to the top of your mat, and step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in, open mouth exhale. Look forward, see beyond the top edge of your mat, and slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Separate your feet at hip distance so you're really stable and earthy through your feet. You want a lot of your weight in your heels, but also through your big toe mound and your baby toe mound. Then bend your knees, slide your palms to your shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows. As you hang in ragdoll, lift your breath up behind your heart. When we're stable in a pose, we can start to invite more freedom and flexibility more feeling in the places within us that may feel more vulnerable and sensitive. All right, release your hands, slide your palms to your shins, halfway lift one more time. Plug your arm bones onto your back. Option here to catch a bind, interlace all 10 fingers at your low back. Continue to plug your upper arm bones back, straighten your arms to your degree, keep a bend in your knees. Exhale, fold again with an arm bind. Bend your elbows, gently release your hands to the earth. Toe heel your feet back together. Halfway lift, grab your hips, press down through your feet, inhale, rise to stand. Bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra and take a moment to feel what's here now. Feel what's opening, what's awakening within you. And remember your intention. All right, yogis, open your eyes. Let's flow. Drop your fingertips down by your sides. Turn your palms forward. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms wide like the sun. Reach up, connect your hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Notice I'm bending my knees as I bow forward. Bring in softness. Slide your palms to your shins, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank pose. Today, let's all drop our knees down to the ground. Shift your vision forward, lower your belly to the earth. Slide your palms back underneath your elbows. Seal the tops of your feet onto the mat. With your inhale, engage your back body, lift your head and your heart. Exhale, lower down. This time, extend your hands back behind you and crawl your fingertips more towards your toes. Dig down through your palms. Inhale, lift your chest. Shalabhasana variation, locust variation. Exhale, lower down. Either take that same variation or interlace your 10 fingers behind you. Really seal the tops of your feet down. Inhale, lift up with an arm bind. Exhale, lower down. Return your hands down to the mat by the sides of your heart. Shift through child's pose. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Steady your breath, smooth it out. All right, one more time, sun salutation A. One breath, one movement. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Step, walk, or even float to the top of your mat. Bring your palms to your shins, halfway lift, get long. Exhale, forward fold, lift your low belly as you bow. Inhale, rise to stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, come back home to your heart center. Take one full inhale here. One full exhale. Inhale, circle your arms wide, reach up and look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, step back. This time on your exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, shift through child's pose, and then into downward facing dog. Set your gaze between your heels and notice what's awakening within you now. Next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, connect your core, step to the top of your mat. This time, separate your feet to hip distance. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. So sometimes we practice with chair pose with our feet together. Widening your stance helps you to feel more stable in your chair. And sometimes you can even go deeper. So start to play with how deep can you go in your chair pose. Where are your limits and where do you feel most supported? One more big breath in, stretch your heart higher. Exhale, forward fold. Think ribs to thighs as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back, and on your exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work. Step your feet off the outer edges of your mat and walk your hands halfway back to your feet. Come into a wide forward fold and a short downward facing dog. With your thumbs touching along the center line of your mat, really dig down through your left hand. Inhale, open your right arm to the sky. On your exhale, lace underneath your left armpit, grab your left ankle with your right hand, bend your right elbow, and work your right ribs underneath your heart. Come into a twist. Deepen your breath here, and every exhale, pull your navel up and in. Release your right hand, reconnect your thumbs at the center line of your mat. Ground down through your right palm, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lace under. Catch your ankle and use your arm strength to create a detoxifying twist through your whole back body, your whole spine, and into your vital organs as you invite your low belly up and in with each exhale. Slowly unwind. Step your feet back into hip distance. Walk your hands forward. Notice how you feel now. The practice of pausing and noticing how your actions are impacting you is key to feeling more and also healing. With your next inhale, sweep your right leg high, three-legged dog. On your exhale, knee to your nose. Step your right foot up to your hands, right thumb. You can catch your ankle. Dial your left heel down. On your inhale, zip up your low belly and raise your heart and your hands towards the sky. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. So the power comes from our feet and our legs. As we press down into the earth, as we ground physically, we can pull the earth's energy up into our core and then lift it to find more freedom and flow throughout our entire body. Option here to bind at your low back, interlace your 10 fingers. Plug your arm bones back and straighten your arms. If this is too much, you can always just turn your palms forward like we did in Tadasana. Now hinge your chest forward at a 45-degree angle. With the degree of the bend, notice your core connection and how you depend on the pressing down of your feet more. If you have the arm bind and you want to go into full humble warrior, do so now. As you bow to the inside of your right knee, look to your left ankle. Wherever you are, slowly release your grip, frame your front foot, pop your left heel up, zip up your low belly, and step back, downward facing dog. All right, pedal out your knees and allow all of that energy that you created, that you released, allow it all to move through you. Come back to center, stabilize. Left side, inhale, three-legged dog. We open the whole body on the inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Step to your left thumb, take as many steps as you need to. Spin your right heel to the mat. Press down first. That's the key to grounding and a strong foundation. Inhale, rise, warrior. Now notice, it might feel different on this side. Our hips are also different from one another, just like we're all different. So honor what feels good to you here and allow yourself to be with, acknowledge, and feel. On your exhale, take your bind or simply turn your palms forward. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge forward. Look beyond your left big toe. Steady your breath, steady your gaze. And if you transition to humble warrior last time, slowly bow to the inside of your left knee. Look to your right heel. Big full breaths wherever you are, yogis. Slowly release your bind. Gently reconnect with the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Nice work. Pedal out your knees and smooth out your breath. From downward facing dog, connect your thumbs at the center line of your mat. This time we're in a full dog pose, full downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step to your right pinky. So your stance is wider this time. Then gently set your left knee down to the ground. On your inhale, scoop your heart forward, think cow pose, and spin your right toes out to about 2 o'clock. Then shift onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot. You can stay here. You can use a block to support you, bring the earth up to you. Or some of you might be able to lower all the way down to your forearms. Wherever you are, once you've come into that space where you can be in the fullness of your breath, the fullness of feeling fully awake and present for what's here for you right now, then you choose to stay. Stay in it. Breathe. And notice where you can wrap your attention around the places within you. And with your loving attention, you start to send, create, and be healing energy, life-affirming energy. All right, you have the option to stay here or walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your heart high, slide your left hand off the outer edge of your mat, bring your right palm to the middle of your right thigh, gently coax your right hip open. Continue to drop your center towards the ground. Next option, reach your right arm high, lean your heart back behind you, reach your right arm back. If this feels good, stay here. Some of you can add on a quad stretch. Bend your left knee, pull your heel towards your bum, and then draw your upper arm bones back, maybe even open up your throat. One lion's breath here. Deep inhale, stick your tongue out, exhale. Gracefully release your left foot back to the mat. Both palms plant to the top of the mat. Lift your left leg up, then step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees. When we're in the yoga poses, it's like we create a cutting off in some areas and we send blood and energy and prana to others. So notice how the transitions between poses feel for you. Reset your hands at the top of the mat. Big inhale, left leg high. Look forward as you step to your left pinky. Take a deep inhale, get longer, shine forward through your heart. Exhale, set your right knee down. Spin your left toes out to 10 o'clock. Shift to the knife edge of your foot and lower down to your degree. And notice this side may feel different than the other side. My left hip is much tighter than my right hip. So rather than judging or even wondering why or dropping into stories, can you simply feel what's here? Feel the uniqueness of the sensations on this side. Breathe into them, be with them. Be with yourself as you honor all parts of you, even the parts that may feel a little wounded or vulnerable. Send your loving attention, your life-affirming breath, and allow this practice to be part of a healing journey. Come back to your hands. Option to stay here. You always can stay where you feel in a space of balance. Or slide your right hand off the outer edge of your mat. Bring your left palm to your mid left thigh. You don't want to be at the knee or the hip crease. Big part of the bone. Press your hip open. If you did on the other side, reach your left arm up. Keep the expansion across your heart, across your arm. Bend your right knee, catch your foot. Back your hips up and to meet your heel. Then plunge your hips more forward. Some of you might even lower down to your forearm. You choose how far you go. and you'll know by how it feels. Then draw the tops of your ears back, take a big breath in, lion's breath to clear. Gracefully release your right toes to the earth, get grounded through your back foot, plant both hands to the top of your mat, pop your right knee up, tune into your core strength, and step back, downward facing dog. Walk halfway up your mat, come down to your knees, cross your ankles behind you, roll over your feet, come into a seat, and then extend your legs forward, lay down on your back. I'm going to stay seated as you take the final and most important pose. So separate your heels wide beyond the outer edges of your mat. Extend your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. Then close your eyes. As best as you can, surrender any effort physically with your breath. Let go of the breath technique and allow your body, your heart, your mind to take rest so that you can receive all the healing benefits from your yoga practice today. Final rest, Shavasana. If you have the time and the space to stay in your final resting pose, please do so. And give yourself even more space to integrate the healing benefits from your yoga practice. If you're ready to move on, please reawaken your fingers and your toes with gentle movement. Then slide your feet together and stretch your arms long overhead. Lengthen and awaken your whole body. With your next exhale, pull your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. And then very gently roll to one side, whatever side's calling you. And pause here. As you're turned inward, notice how you feel now. What have you created in your practice dedicated to healing? Healing movement, healing breath, healing your body, healing your heart. Your eyes still closed, please meet me in a seated position. And together, let's join our hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Sit up tall and allow your body to represent the energy that you've awakened within you. We'll close our practice with the sound of Om. You can join in and share your voice or simply receive the vibration. Take a deep breath in. Put your prayer hands up to your third eye. Feel the energy from your body and your heart into your mind. Bowing forward, together we say Namaste. Thank you so much for carving out the space in your day to join us on the mat. Please come back for more meditation and yoga classes and practice with us at Round Glass. You can see all of our live and on-demand sessions at round.glass.